We are very lucky today. We are talking with Ari Yerganian, who is the Chief Marketing Officer for the University of Phoenix, who happens to be in New York. You're attending some functions here, and we're really lucky that you stopped by and are talking to us.
Hi.
So let's start with the new campaign. It premiered on the Emmys, is that right?
Yes, it recently appeared on the Emmys.
So explain where this campaign theme came from and the idea and a little bit about the campaign.
Yeah, let's get to work. You know, is a lovely phrase that has, in our world, kind of a double meaning, right? It's all about working in the classroom diligently to pursue your educational activity, but also to find a job and work in the workforce. And this campaign is very emblematic of our student. You know, our student is typically female, almost 70% of whom are female, on average 35 years of age. And they're looking to increase their lot in life, to change their trajectory, or just go back into the workforce. What they're lacking, perhaps, is that educational experience that can help them get to their ultimate goal.
I understand there's a series of 3 ads that are part of the new campaign. Do they each address a different issue?
The first layer of communication, this ad that just appeared a few nights ago in the Emmys, is called Resources. This is the one that sort of tugs in your heartstrings and lays out the problem in America, these 3.7 million unfilled jobs, but very purposefully then talks about the opportunity that you and I and every individual in this country possess, you know, this human potential, this dynamic. So that 60-second spot is designed specifically to provoke action. The next is called Skyscrapers, and the ad is really unique in a way that it's connecting our students with a career path. It shows them the possibilities are there to do different things in life as you think about how your career starts maybe on the bottom of the rung and then moves in different ways to the top. You know, you may take paths that are unexpected. And the third spot that's actually debuting on October 15th is really a heavy-hitting ad. It's called Parking Lot, and it's all about connecting education to careers. We will be showcasing during this ad our partnerships with some of America's finest companies. We'll be revealing in this ad that we have partnerships with companies like Microsoft, Adobe, Hitachi, Newell Rubbermaid, AT&T, the American Red Cross, where these companies are stepping up and saying, we want to hire Phoenixes. We want to put our jobs in your career portal. Wow. We want to give your people opportunity to potentially come to work for us. And the metaphor is a woman driving through a parking lot, sort of a very inspirational sort of piece where she's looking for a place to park and all the spots are full. And as she's driving through, mysteriously cars begin lifting out of the shot and they're being replaced by the logos of these companies, these corporate partners. And then at the very end, she pulls into the last open spot, the absolute perfect fit for her.
That's great. Where will we see the new ad campaign?
In addition, of course, to television, I'm a firm believer that radio is a compelling medium, and so interesting for our student who's commuting, going to work, and technically not distracted. If you think about, you know, radio is really the only outlet that prevents you from being distracted. In most states, there are laws against texting and driving.
Exactly.
So you're sort of captive in the car and you're listening to the ad. We feel that our student can really benefit from a heartfelt message on the radio. Additionally, social media is a huge outlet for us. Some interesting stats, Tony. We have over 500,000 Facebook fans.
And so how are you using social media?
I'm really excited about the impact social media can have, both on listening to our students as they chat on Facebook or Twitter about the experience they're having. And they're often looking for ways to help communicate amongst themselves. We have our own social network that today has over 600,000 users.
Tell me a little bit about the college.
And over time it's evolved where today 80% of our students are studying online, 80%. The balance are studying in a classroom setting. And we have almost 350,000 active students today.
Wow,
so
it's a big dorm.
It is, a very large virtual dorm. It is, and they're all over the U.S.
Wow.
You know,
are you the largest school?
Yes, we're the largest university in the country. In fact, we have currently 758,000 alumni.
Tell me more about the new opportunities for your students and alumni.
Our students are quite diverse. We have 9 schools and colleges. So anything from education to healthcare, criminal justice and security to business. And as I said, we have students getting PhDs and masters and of course undergrads and associate degrees. In fact, I think we have the largest master's and PhD program of any university in the country. There are over 60,000 students pursuing masters or PhDs at the University of Phoenix. And so the application for each individual is very different. And I think that's where this customized sort of learning platform really comes to life.
Is this a new way to look at education? Is this would you say this is a new way to think of college?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, just thinking back to 1976 when Dr. Sperling founded the university, it was disruptive then. To think about the impact it's had today, think about 1.2 million constituents between our alumni and students today are experiencing the university in some way, shape, or form.
What do you consider the marketing basics that have led to the success of University of Phoenix?
I recall early in my career learning from many people, not just one individual, that ads that work make you emote. They pull on your heartstrings. They get a reaction in some way. It doesn't necessarily have to be, you know, a warm and fuzzy reaction. It could be a, oh, that's sort of a disgusting display reaction, but it makes you emote in some tangible way.
Are there any unusual methods you've used to connect to potential students?
You know, I think everything that we do is unusual in its own way. It's untraditional if you think about the way education has evolved over the years. You think about an opportunity to connect through alumni events. We have over 100 alumni events, homecoming events, believe it or not, every year in all the major markets in the US, where we give our graduates an opportunity to get together, our alumni, to sit and meet and just talk and network. And it's amazing what we hear at these alumni events. They often are referring friends, family members, individuals that they know through their community, their workplace, to come to one of these events so that they can engage in discussion with the university. So I think that in itself is unique. I don't think traditional universities have hundreds of homecoming events each year.
Right, wow, that's exciting. Do you have any specific words of wisdom for today's marketers, something that you've learned along the way?
Any great marketer needs to be tenacious and be bold and take risk. And in the society of, you know, risk aversion, it's very easy to fall back into the comfort zone. And a real marketer, to affect change, needs to be provocative. And if you're blessed, as am I, with an organization that's receptive to new ideas and creative thinking, you'll thrive.
University of Phoenix has helped pioneer new concepts like evening classes, flexible scheduling, continuous enrollment. What else, or what's next?
Well, I think if we roll the clock ahead, you'll be seeing events hosted by these corporate partners where they're engaging with our students aggressively. We have great companies today, companies like Adobe and Twitter and Yahoo, Microsoft, Adobe, I may have mentioned, who are saying to us, we need to help design the curriculum so that we're helping to prepare the students for these great opportunities going forward.
20 years from now, what's college going to look like?
20 years from now, I think education will look a lot like the University of Phoenix. I think we're seeing the future today. Our students are, again, emblematic of how the society has changed. Life starts early for many folks. They start their family early. Circumstances necessarily aren't indicative of the direction that they're perhaps thinking they'll go. And then there's a wake-up call. Something happens where they say to themselves, you know, I need to either go back to school, improve my educational situation to move ahead, or get retrained, because the job that you once had may no longer be relevant today. And I think 20 years from now as well, people will be taking education in smaller bites.
What's the most satisfying thing about going to work for you every day?
Oh, I am just completely energized by the opportunity to transform people's lives. I mean, this is a mission-based organization. There's nothing more important, I think, to America than education. My dad, for years, on his 1963 VW Bug, had a bumper sticker. It's the only bumper sticker I've ever seen him ever have on a vehicle, and it simply said, if you think education's expensive, consider ignorance. I wear my University of Phoenix pin with pride.